Hey everyone, welcome to Magnetic Agents Training Module 1. We're going to talk today about mindset and what magnetic real estate really is and how to begin to practice the art of attracting people to you. This first session is titled Prospecting Has Changed, and it's time for us to adapt. In this module, we're going to talk about Magnetic Agent's secret of attraction and address the question, how does a real estate professional attract an endless stream of buyers and sellers to them? We'll talk about the secrets the most successful agents in the country are using to generate commissions in excess of most of your wildest dreams. The methods we describe in this section have been used in many different businesses for hundreds of years and are not exclusive to real estate. Incredibly, technology now gives the opportunity to leverage them like never before. Many of these methods have been kept as trade secrets of some of the wealthiest entrepreneurs in the world. What's changed, and what we'll deal with here, is how the internet is changing the entire industry. Very, very few real estate agents have taken full advantage of communications technology to have buyers and sellers magnetically attracted to them. And the ones that have are really the standouts in the business. Think of the Craig Proctors and the Jay Kinders and Mike Reeses of the world. They've begun to discover how to use technology to get people magnetically attracted to them. As you may already know, just about 80% of the real estate agents who start in our business are gone within 5 years. Another 17% never come close to the 7-figure income streams of the top producers. Look at the top producers in your company, office, or city. Are they doing 50 or 100 transactions per year? Are they doing more? If not, why would you want to use their old techniques of real estate marketing? Now, don't get me wrong here. We're not going to talk about the old techniques not working. They still do, and we still use them every day. But what's different is we use the power of the internet to leverage them. The only people who ever make it really big in our business are the truly innovative leaders. Those are the agents doing something different, and their very names and reputations are working for them. By discovering attraction real estate, we're going to build on the strategies, and we're going to share them all with you right here. As a real estate trainer, coach, broker, and mentor, I've never seen a time of greater opportunity. And you need to realize this, that in markets like the ones we're in right now, the opportunity is there. There are people leaving the industry. There are other people grabbing control. And the chance to grow is only here for the few who decide it's time to recognize the changes taking place and using them to their personal and professional advantage. Years ago, starting out as an agent was simple. The drill was find for sale by owners, call them, or walk up and knock on their door. Listings that expired without selling, same thing. Call them for an appointment to see the home, help them solve their problem while building a relationship with them. We'd hold buyers' nights at our office or the local library and teach prospective buyers about the benefits of home ownership. Before long, I realized this wasn't the way I wanted to spend the rest of my life. So what was the next step? Back then, the logical step was to become a broker and teach others how to master the same skills for professional development. You know, it's interesting. One of the things that I learned way back then was until I tried to teach the skills that I had learned and that were making me successful to someone else, I didn't truly understand them myself. They came naturally. So it's a real growth experience when you begin to teach others how to master the same skills. You start to realize exactly what it is you're doing and how to make it duplicatable. And we're going to talk more about that later. The goal was to spend a few years pounding the phones to find customers for your business and then become their personal professional that they'd always turn to for trusted help and advice. In those days, the idea was always to pursue, via phone or in person until eventually you became the trusted advisor. Today's methods have leapt years ahead of the old relationship building drill. Through the practice of attraction real estate, any agent can make a few important decisions early in their career and then propel themselves quickly ahead. Ask yourself, do you want to pursue or be pursued? Can you get people to chase you for help? Can you become truly irresistible to others? Why do people flock around celebrities? How does someone become famous? Think about this one. Did you ever see an absolutely gorgeous woman in a relationship with a guy that seemed like a complete idiot and wonder how it was even possible? Have you ever seen kids pick up sides for a kickball game and marvel at how fast the leaders emerge? How can Donald Trump move from business to business and build successful empires every time? How can you use status in your business to propel you to rock star fame and fortune? Let's talk a little bit about basic human psychology, where really we need to begin. What we're talking about here is human relationships and human attraction. And we're going to get into this in depth in this module. Very, very few understand that attraction is not a choice. It's nearly always a biological certainty. Attraction has evolved over millions of years. Without question, our very survival has depended on it. Psychology experts and expert marketers have known about the nature of human attraction for a long, long time. What we want to do is put some of that knowledge to work for you and for your real estate business. By nature, humans congregate in groups. They associate with a leader and they follow them until they grow in their own level of confidence and leadership and are ready to start their own group or family. This is pretty much a survival instinct that's ingrained into each of us from childhood and lasts well into our adult lives. As children, we can't very well survive on our own, so we rely on our family, friends, and later teachers and guardians to teach us how to take care of ourselves. In a really basic sense, a leader has historically been the most dominant or wisest member in the tribe or the family. They were given the duty to protect the group or the group's interest. In return, the group follows the leader. The instinct to follow a leader is still present with some variations today. It's just that the primary responsibilities of the leader have changed significantly. In business, a leader or service provider is chosen because of their skills, knowledge, education, financial means, or some other trait that's perceived as likely to help the group grow. As you can see, we've been trained as a species for centuries to find others attractive or unattractive based on the level of value we perceive they can offer us. Essentially, we can increase our own power through association with that person. Think about your last company meeting. Were people gathered around the top producers? You bet they were. We gain status through our association with very successful people. Think of some of the shameless name dropping that goes on when business people gather. It's a way to show status that you're in with the right crowd. So, why is all this stuff in a training module about success in real estate? Number one, people are attracted to those who portray themselves as leaders and who place a high personal value on themselves. If you really want to do well in our business, you need to learn to convey these qualities and become a leader with value to offer everyone else. Ask yourself, do I currently have these qualities? If you answer no, it's okay. We're going to teach you how to develop the qualities necessary to make you into that valuable leader and give you more than a few tips on how to speed up the entire process. The reality you need to understand is that the challenge is always to have people want to call you and not your company. This module is dedicated to seeing that happen in your business and professional life. Let's talk for a minute about the 3 different levels of leadership in life: alphas, pre-alphas, and betas. This list corresponds to leaders, up-and-coming leaders, and followers. Now, there are benefits to be gained from staying in any of these roles, and you really can't discount the individual skills and abilities of the people in any of these groups. But where do you want to be? Where do you want to be in the business stage of your life? Here's a simple test. Smile and make eye contact. Try these 2 steps the next time you're out in public. Make it a point to make eye contact with a person that you find attractive for whatever reason, and take notice of who breaks eye contact first. If you break eye contact first, you're likely in the pre-alpha or beta stage. If the other person breaks eye contact first, you're likely an alpha. After you've completed this test at least once, take notice of your anxiety level when trying the experiment. Were you nervous? Did you worry about what the other person thought of you? Nervousness or anxiety denotes the beta or pre-alpha mindset. The important thing to understand is the group you're in has nothing to do with anything other than your self-confidence and your state of mind. It doesn't have anything to do with what other people think of you. It has to do with what you think of yourself. You're always in complete control. Try the same experiment with a person that you find unattractive or beneath your social status. You'll see it's totally easier. You and only you decide which category you're in. No one else can give it to you. It really needs to come from within you. When I first started doing speaking engagements, talking in front of large groups of sales associates was easy. Delivering powerful messages was something that just came naturally for me. But one day, the president of my company heard one of my presentations and asked me to repeat it for a management team. I didn't sleep for days. It was exactly the same message, just delivered to a different audience. Why did it become so difficult? Imagine yourself speaking to a joint session of Congress. That's basically how I felt. And I've got to tell you, those feelings manifested themselves in such powerful ways. I was scheduled for a presentation directly after lunch. I left the building, walked around the block, and came within inches of not going back. I was that nervous and that scared. When I got back in and started to do the presentation, I stood up in front of the room, opened my mouth, and nothing would come out. I had to take a drink of water, compose myself, and begin my presentation all over again. Now, I've got to tell you, the power of stepping outside of your comfort zone, within a minute, I was completely comfortable. And what you're going to find when things like this happen to you is these feelings are manifesting themselves in these powerful ways, that people will either agree with your adopted position and comply, or they'll chastise you for being a poser, depending on whether or not your actions are consistent with what you're saying, if your body language is consistent with the message that you're delivering. This is called your state of mind. Now, most people start to feel like a poser whenever they step outside of their current comfort zone. You may be acting confident, but underneath, at least at first, you may be terrified. One of the things I need to emphasize here is that stepping out of that comfort level is absolutely necessary to achieve your desired growth. You'll likely get caught once or twice by an alpha seller who can sense that you're not quite there yet, but yet is the key word. Unless you're working in an extreme luxury market, most of your prospective sellers aren't likely to be alphas. If we're talking about average buyers and sellers, then we're certainly talking about betas who expect and want you to lead. This is what trainers mean when they say fake it till you make it. Think of it as practicing alpha behavior so that you can indeed reach that state. How do you learn anything you do? You learn by practice. Well, you need to practice alpha behavior in be able to reach that state. But so many people are afraid to practice. It's what it's all about. You may struggle a bit, but you'll find yourself growing from follower to up-and-coming leader to true leadership. And don't make any mistakes about it. Moving outside of your current comfort level is absolutely necessary. So if you're not willing to do that, stop the tape right now. Ask us for a refund on a course, because we're going to be bumping comfort levels as we go through this program. Challenging your current views about yourself and acting like a different person is scary, but it can also be a tremendously rewarding activity. You'll find that excuse me, others will appreciate your efforts and help you move to an alpha state faster than you ever dreamed possible. You need to start viewing yourself as the leader that you want to be, then begin basing your new actions and behaviors according to that vision. It'll be awkward in the beginning, but given time and persistence, these behaviors will turn you into the type of person that can generate the results you're striving for. Your goal is to become a magnetic agent, whatever you personally want that to mean. You want to portray yourself and live in an alpha state of mind and move yourself into a state of abundance. Being sought after as a trusted expert and advisor, people seeking you out for your help and guidance. Remember, belief always precedes results. If you're a pre-alpha, consider taking on mentoring relationships with other agents or moving into an assistant manager's position. Start now, believing that these positions are a stepping stone to your alpha state. One of the things that you're going to find is that as you begin to try to teach others, you're going to gain a deeper understanding of what you've done to achieve success. And you start to look at things from a very different light. Now, be prepared, because some difficult growth issues can emerge in this stage, but they're all steps in the process of stepping outside of your comfort level and moving forward with your business and in your education. As you start to train newer sales agents and take time to think through the things that led to your own previous successes, your eyes will be opened wide. You'll find your posture on the phone changing to become more authoritative. Are you comfortable with that? Are you okay with that? It's time to start hosting events and participating more than ever in meetings or other kinds of things. Do you feel awkward about that? Don't worry, you will at first. You grow out of it. Begin to take responsibility for your own prospecting programs and suddenly realize that some huge success has been within your grasp all along. Are you ready to see it through? Feeling your confidence and self-worth begin to rise can really pay off at this stage, but you still need to work at becoming methodical in your actions. The third group, the betas, are now easy to recognize. They have little or no confidence, and they may even feel that they have nothing of value to offer. They may demand constant reassurance in the hopes that some self-confidence and value may rub off. The very thought of being a leader makes them uncomfortable, and the betas will remain totally uncertain. They may live in a continual state of reaction, where life events and other people dictate the rules and reality of day-to-day existence. Everything is either someone else's fault, or even worse, someone else's success. The big difference between betas and pre-alphas is that pre-alphas have courage, vision, and the tenacity to push past their comfort level, and in the interest of their own personal commitment to growth. Bottom line, strive to be an alpha in every aspect of your life, but particularly in business. Now, this brings up an interesting point. Do you need to be an alpha in every aspect of your life? That's up to you. Okay, but understand that all successful business people, all successful entrepreneurs will reach the alpha state. Alphas are the people that others want to be and to be with. These are common personality traits shared by alphas. They radiate confidence. They listen to outside criticism, but don't let it affect their determination. An alpha's self-image is so strong that others are magnetically attracted to the reality that the alpha is generating. Everything an alpha does is based on what's possible. Alphas take continual action towards achieving their goals. They tend to have a lot of rules that the people around them need to follow, and they act with integrity and won't tolerate disrespect. Alphas do what the majority is unwilling to do. They offer tremendous value to those who follow them, and they love and protect those who matter to them. They're positive and radiate enthusiasm and opportunity. A realtor doing 100 deals a year with a team of 4 is an alpha. The man or woman you see next to you at the light in their Bentley or Rolls is an alpha. You better believe the Grand Prix champion is an alpha. In real estate, the alpha is the agent who has sellers chasing him because they'd never dream of having anyone else handle their property. Alphas get the car, the girl, the respect, and they have more opportunities in life to impact others in a positive way. Becoming an alpha agent means that sellers and buyers flock to do business with you because of the value you provide. Alphas need to share some of that power, status, and value to help them reach their own goals. This is the main ingredient in the magnetic real estate recipe. The magnetic agent doesn't need to chase people or pursue unmotivated, questionable prospects. The magnetic agent doesn't need to answer lengthy questions about their marketing programs or where they're going to advertise. Business is in a constant state of plenty with many buyers and sellers moving every day into their marketing funnel. The magnetic agent will carefully examine and limit the people they're willing to work with. Oftentimes, they'll hand off less worthy prospects if they feel they're not the caliber they want to work with. That's the position you want to find yourself in. And if you want to achieve your full potential in this business, you don't have a choice. Successful agents, like any other entrepreneurs, are alpha leaders. There are simply no extremely successful beta entrepreneurs. They fail out of business. Maybe to become alphas in some other field or area in their life, but certainly not in business. Use all of the information in the rest of this series to carefully think about where you are in your current business life. Business is 95% mental and 5% execution. And as you work towards becoming an alpha, everything else automatically flows to you. If you find you lose your composure in a given situation, then you're not there yet. Becoming an alpha may mean imitating the alpha in your area. However, you're comfortable adopting more and more alpha traits. This doesn't mean dressing and acting like them, but pay attention to how they handle themselves and how they work in groups. You'll start acting out these common traits. You're unconcerned with criticism. You dictate the terms. You're not mean, but you're assertive and in control. You don't let customers run you in circles. You're willing to say no. You know you can't please everyone, and sometimes it's simply not going to be worth the effort to try. You give clear, concise instructions and don't mince words. You protect and serve those who work with you. Your goal is to achieve their goals and help them meet their own success. You respect yourself. You're willing to take risks, fully aware that the abundance will follow. As an alpha agent, you're socially powerful, outgoing, fun, and a leader. You're utterly secure in yourself and filled with self-esteem. You have a strong physical presence and move with confidence and poise. Everyone notices when you enter a room. You use a strong, powerful voice to control conversations, and you're not afraid to interrupt when necessary. You never seek approval by ending sentences with right or isn't it. You're extremely protective of your time. Remember, when a prospect or customer challenges a beta on anything about their product or service, the beta will get frustrated, defensive and or offended, and then they begin to seek the approval of the prospect. At that point, the sale's probably lost. An alpha always stays calm and in control. And teaching the prospect is the goal. The sale is an afterthought. Think about this. Teaching the prospect is a goal. The sale is an afterthought. That's one of the things that makes alphas valuable people. And the more valuable you become to others, the more they'll seek you out. The more alpha you become, the more valuable you'll be. That's pretty much the entire secret about the mindset necessary to explode your business. It sounds simple, but is it? Over the past several years, I've become extremely frustrated with the real estate industry's inability or unwillingness to adopt technology to increase individual productivity. I went out myself and learned the skills currently being used by some of the most successful businesses in the world. I literally spent tens of thousands of dollars learning marketing skills that are not commonly used in our business. I've become extremely valuable to those wanting to put additional success strategies into their real estate business. To become attractive, you need to continually increase your value to others through your own education and experience. Bring value to the table right now. In the eyes of your prospect depends on a whole range of personal and professional factors. There's no secret here, folks. Your education never stops. Increasing your value to the world doesn't either. If you want to make 7 figures in the next 3 years, then take the time to learn and really implement the things you'll learn in the coming Magnetic Agent modules. Following these steps guarantees that you'll hold more value than 99% of the people currently in our industry. It will turn you into a magnet for prospects in the very same process.